You can hear 100% infill. Huge thing here. This is also on island. I mean, can you even see it 3D printed? Oh no, even play around. It's very nice. So we are in the lab. 40mm cube. Whoa. Be mine. All our different materials. How do you guys like it? I think we are live. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Non-Fam, Aaron, David M, Kevin Tucker. How are you, everyone? How's everybody? Make us me right. So, yeah, I hesitated to do this stream because somehow the last few days my internet was very, very unstable. I don't even know if I'm already having my robot voice, but it just printing parts as always. I'm pretty sure everyone is printing here. Everyone always have their printer 24 hours printing something. And if you don't know what to print, then go and check the thanks account from Makers Me Right. It is impossible to print all the model from the 3 Heaven. So if you don't know what to print, just go and check out his models. There is enough for one print a day for a few years, I believe. Great, everyone is great. You're printing PLA CF, nice. I know you said that the mechanical property was pretty good, even though like I told you, we made that one for the surface finish, the PLA CF, but it's great that it also have good mechanical properties. I have 2 minis sitting right next to me. Yeah, Brian, that's right. Makers has a lot of models, a lot of toys models. So let me. I think I started this already. So don't forget. Let's bring some awesomeness first into the stream. Around 800 models. Makers Me Right. So 800 model. That's like that's what? That's more than 2 years. More than 2 years worth of model if you print one model per day. If you want to print the whole the 3 Heaven collection, then with one model a day, you would need 2 years and a half to get that printed. Kui Deng, thank you for joining the stream. Okay, great. So we start to have some awesomeness here. So again, let me know if the internet is too unstable. Like on my side, I'm at the lowest possible internet connection. So I'm really surprised that you can even hear me. So my whole model says around 5,000 model. Oh, 800 sets. Yeah, so maybe a lifetime is not enough to print all of your model, the 3 Heaven. Okay, great. So as always, okay, perfect. We have some people entering already. So as always, if you have any question, any specific question, please ask in the chat. Hey, just me. Are you just Mecha on Discord? Just me, or 2 different person? I have enough stuff to print already. I need more printers and filaments. Yeah, I guess that's a problem that a lot of people have, right? Need more printers, more filament. Yes, it's you. Okay, got it. I'm trying to link a little bit the people here on YouTube and the people on Discord. Have you seen our new Discord? I know there is some debate around whether the new Discord is better or not, but I really believe I had some talk with the other admin, and we really believe that in the long term it would be better, because we're going to have way more channels as it grows, especially the application channel. So we didn't want to have people entering and then they have like hundreds of channels, and then they won't be very active. So we really wanted to create something that you can customize. So hopefully you guys like the new way of doing. And we have some new stuff coming as well to refresh the server. So make sure to stay tuned on the server. What people should print? The Polymaker Scientist goggles? Yes. The symmetric one or the asymmetric one? How do I claim the prize from last week drawing? How did you contacted me? By email or on Discord or on Twitter? You should have received the link. If it's by email and if it was last week, then maybe I haven't answered yet. If it's on Discord or on Twitter, most likely you should have received the link already. Okay. So it's good once I figure out where everything was. Yes, and that's what we are working on. We are trying to make things more intuitive. Intuitive, yeah. So we're working on that. Oh, you email me? Yeah. So most likely somewhere this week you're going to receive a link, Brian Farmer, where you will be able to choose your spool. Okay, great. So let's get started. Again, if you have any question, just post it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll do like usual. We'll go through people question, and then we'll get them answered. So the first one is what is that? Oh, okay. So apparently inland PLA has some quality issue. I can notice PLA quality has degraded significantly. Blah blah blah. I'm not going to buy inland anymore. So do you have suggestion for other materials? Yeah, I can suggest Polymaker materials. Any of you is using inland? Do they have some issue with their PLA? Sounds like you got moist roll. I have experience with Jesse PLA and Overture PLA. Okay, how about we recommend a good filament? We can unbiasedly is that a word? We can unbiasedly recommend Polymaker. Unbiasedly still free from bias. Wait. Yeah, so that exists. So we can unbiasedly recommend Polymaker filaments. Very good quality. Very good quality. Okay, so no much things to troubleshoot on this first one. So the second one, should there be gaps in there? So let's have a look. I printed a retraction tower and broke it when removed it from the bed. I noticed that the towers had gap in between the print lines. I didn't know if it was correct or something needs to be adjusted. Okay, so let's have a look. Totally unbiased opinion. Yes, Aaron, exactly. Totally unbiased opinion to recommend Polymaker filament. Okay, so you've never used it inland. Okay. Yeah, I'm wondering if there is how many people use inland, because it's how many micro centers there is in the US? Like around 100, maybe a little bit less than 100. Okay, so should there be gaps? Oh, okay, so he's talking about, so he broke it and then he noticed on the inside that there is gaps on the print. So no, there should not be gaps between shells. So most likely he need to adjust his flow. But I can notice that his top layers is not bad. So that means, yeah, that's where pressure advance is very useful, because you can see in the middle where it reached the top speed, then the lines are a little bit thinner, and then when it slowed down, then the lines are touching each other. So that's the problem that most printers have. by the fact that the speed is uneven, but the extrusion is even. So that's the issue. But you can counter this by just increasing your flow a little bit, but not too much, because it seems that your top layer is already doesn't have much gap in it. So if you increase too much, then you're gonna have some over extrusion on the top layer. Okay, the next question: run into an issue when bubble wrap stick to the clear coat print while shipping to the client. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it's a different topic. I've had my Ender 3 V2 for 4 days and it's working great. What now? Why continue printing? Would AnyY 3D print me something if I send the file? It's very small, like 5 centimeters wide, 4 tall. Well, there's a lot of printing service out there. I don't think Reddit is the best way to ask this. Just ask Google. There is a lot of printing service. You better ask people with experience, like a printing service where you can select, your color, the material. Then you are going to receive a quality parts. If you ask on Reddit, I don't know how, I don't know what you can end up with. Like, I don't know if some people will take advantage and then you're going to receive something not very good quality. But I would recommend to take a professional printing service if you have some STLs to print. Some more awesomeness. Forrest Gibson, thank you for joining. Phil Bolduc. Kenneth Tseng. Talking about quality issue, there is some quality issue with Eason AVS Plus. According to the Voron community, they changed the formula or something. Yeah, maybe they because I know they've been changing manufacturing space, so it's hard to keep same quality if you're changing your manufacturing space. So it could be this. But that was inland PLA. Aaron, I do have some Polylight PTG on both minis right now. Cool. I'm not a big fan of PTG, but I've seen some awesome prints. Now I start to like PTG just because of the new colors we released. Like, I like the translucency of Polylight PTG. I like the translucent color, and I really like the dark green and the dark blue we just released. But if it's a regular color, then I would go PLA, and if I need a heat resistance, then I go to ABS directly. I usually don't print much PTG. Side note: the Cosplay PLA bounces really well. Bounces really well, but please don't ask how I know, and don't watch the VOD. Okay, so you dropped one of the parts. I'm gonna watch that VOD. Hey, Zombie, I have to know, has there been an increase in Galaxy Blue sales? Lol. Do you really want to know? I can check. I can check if you're how do you call that? If you're how do you call that? Ambassador-ness of Galaxy Blue has been effective. Let's check. So Polylight PLA, Galaxy Dark Blue. Well, there was a very big increase, but that most likely because of Prime Day. So I'm not sure you have done better than Prime Day. But anyway, Zombie, thank you very much for always recommending our Galaxy Dark Blue. I know you like that color. By the way, we are going to come up with a new Galaxy that I'm not sure if you're going to like it more than the blue, but let's see. Also, side note: Cosplay PLA can be hit with a hammer and no shatter. Also, if you were to try to break it, it will only break on the layer lines. Yeah, so the Cosplay PLA is based on a tough PLA, so that could be the reason. So what's the thing with the Galaxy Blue? Ask Zombie. I saw you in the nearest stream earlier with the Dono. I printed a model set in it. Prime Day with 10 spools, my first 10 spools ever of Polymaker. Oh, great! So that's going to be your first experience, Aaron, with Polymaker product. I'm really looking forward to hearing your feedback on our filament. Okay, great. So the next one, how to make the seam less obvious. Oh, yeah, that's that's very obvious. So let's have a look. I think we had this question plenty of time. Okay, a little bit less here. Okay, so the issue with the seam is usually the slicer is gonna hide them in corners, like inner corners, and then you cannot see them very well. And actually, I've seen in the if you go in Print Buster General, I've seen this picture. So this is Prusa Slicer 2.4.2, and this is Prusa Slicer 2.5, the Alpha 2, and you can see, you can see how they deal with the seam, and this they're really trying to hide them, in the corners. So he was doing this before, hiding them in the corners, but when there is no corners, then they just put it. I don't know, maybe not randomly, but in a certain way. And then the Alpha 2 now, they put it in corners, plus they try to have a very smooth line. Like they try to connect the point together, which is pretty nice. So that would avoid this, for example. So you would have a very nice line. Now the question is how to what do you say? Less obvious. So like we said last time, you can use pressure advance is a good tool. Why? Because it will avoid that when the nozzle arrive at the end, and then you have all the extra pressure that suddenly is released when it stopped at the end of the layer, and then you will make a small blob. So that's one thing. A second thing is you can use wipe, so that instead of stopping at the layer change, the nozzle is going to continue on top of the other layer. So that's help a little bit fusing, overlapping the start and the end of the layer, and that make it less obvious. And the last thing is the slicer. Depending on the slicer you're using, they have different way of handling the seam line. So you can choose the one that is best for you. Let me check what kind of recommendation here. Okay, so there's no recommendation here, but that's what I would do, like a pressure advance, a good pressure advance, using the wipe, the wiping. So like maybe a 0.5 millimeter or 1 millimeter wiping in order to fuse the layers, and then I think that's it. I mean, you can, if you don't have pressure advance, you can just lower your acceleration. And that should also solve the problem. I mean, it's not going to solve that, but it's going to minimize the issue. Okay, one question from CRS1: is Polyterra the base of Polylite CF? Yes, it is. And I'm sorry, I know it's confusing because the Polylite PLA, Polylite PLA Pro, Polylite Lightweight PLA, all the Polylite are based on the same formula, except Polylite PLA CF, which is based on the Polyterra formula. But we were not very happy with the name Polyterra PLA CF, so that's why we moved it to Polylite. But maybe we should not have done that. But so I know it's confusing, but Polylite PLA CF is based on the Polyterra formula. And is that for aesthetic reason of the matte finish or something else? It is for the aesthetic reason, although Maker's Millwright said that from his experience, the PLA CF also have some interesting properties, mechanical properties. I think the adhesion and rigidity of Polylite PLA would be advantageous. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Polylite PLA compared to Polyterra PLA, Polylite PLA has a much higher rigidity and layer adhesion. So, so if we would have based the PLA CF on the Polylite formula, then it would have been much stronger. And Polymax PLA is also a different formula. So it's using our nano reinforcement technology. What is the word in Polymax PLA made from? Because it's crazy tough. Yeah, it's the nano reinforcement technology. So it's that black magic that we put in the Polymax family. You know, the Polymax PLA, the Polymax PC, and the Polymax PTG. They are all based on the same technology. Next one. Has everyone here attempted to hydro dip 3D prints? Tried today, but didn't have best luck. It'd be so cool. Can be easily hydro dip and any prints. Yeah, you can. We have done that with Polysmooth. I've seen Tripod. I think Tripod 3D printing, or I don't remember the name exactly. And then he did that with his Def Racer. So definitely possible. If he's talking about the ink you put on the surface of the water and then you just dip it inside. So yes, it is definitely possible. What does this mean? Read the comments. Okay. Well, definitely too close to the bed. But let's read the comment. Yeah, for sure. The PLACF is nice under tension, loading, and compression. You love black magic. Okay, Zombie, why would Polylite PLA print so well without a cooling fan? How does that affect the final printing part? Why? So maybe it's because of let me think. Why would Polylite PLA print so well without a cooling fan? So I guess you compare to other regular PLA from other brands. And I guess what you're saying is, for example, for overhang, even without cooling fan, then Polylite PLA would do okay, but another brand maybe would droop too much or something like this. And then, okay, you posted a make, so maybe that would be easier. So let's take an example. I guess you posted that in Show of Print. Okay, this is interesting. The Galaxy Dark Blue without the cooling fan. Okay, so without cooling fan. Oh, that's a Benchy without cooling fan. Whoa, okay. I mean, I knew our PLA was a little bit better than other without the cooling fan, and I think is because of its molecular weight. I think the molecular weight of our Polylite PLA is higher than the one on the market, but I didn't know it was that good. So I don't know. Maybe your printer is good, but yeah, that's my guess. My guess is the molecular weight is a little bit higher, so you need a higher temperature, so it will cool down a bit faster, even without the cooling fan, because of the temperature difference. Because you print higher, something like this. That's my guess. But I haven't put too much thought on it. But it's interesting to know. It's interesting to know that even if your cooling fan is not working very well, then you will still have a decent print compared to other PLA. Not a speed benchy, but I realized the fan was disconnected. Okay, that's I mean, that's how we discover stuff, right? By making mistake, and then we discover, oh, actually this PLA is not bad without the fan. I have a spool of Polyterra PLA I need to try still. Oh, great. Which color do you have? I plan to order some ASA. Yeah, nice. A lot of people really like the ASA. I like that you have Polyterra PLA on one side and then more engineering material on the other side. I'm wondering what you're printing with all of this. Okay, so what does it mean? Look at the comments. The nozzle is too close to the bed. Yeah, definitely. Blah, blah, the base layer. Yeah, so definitely you can see that it's too close to the bed. There's many ways you can see it. Way number one, the thickness of the line is way too thick compared to what you should extrude. Which is 0.5, I guess, for the first layer. And the second one is you can see that the plastic is only going into the space of your bed. You get what I mean? So the bed is not very smooth. So if it's too close to the bed, then it's going to increase in all the small holes on your bed instead of of a nice and smooth line. So yeah, that's pretty clear. That is too close to the bed. Next one. What is this line on the side of my benchy hull? It showed a similar area of a cube I printed. Okay. So I guess he's talking about the seam line. The Z seam must exist somewhere because blah blah blah. Is it possible to reposition it? Yeah, it is possible. You can go into the slicer and you can tell the slicer put the seam line as close as possible to this point, and then you put the point somewhere in your build plate, and then it's gonna draw the line the closest to that point. That's how you can play around with this. But if you have a good slicer, it should automatically put this in the corners inside here, or there is some letters at the back, and it should put in the corners of the letters. So if you have a good slicer, then you should not have this problem, because it will hide automatically the seam. But you see, it's for me, it's interesting to see, like, there is some stuff for us that are so obvious, like this line is so obvious, right? That is the seam line. But when you are very new to 3D printing, you don't know that, you have some layers, and then the layers need, have a start and have an end, and needs to go to the next layer, etc. When you're new to 3D printing, for you it's a little bit of a magic stuff, right? You just click print, and then somehow you have some plastic that are melted, and then somehow you start to create a model. So and then you have a line that was not in your model, and you're like, yeah, well, what is this line? So I still think it would be very important to have a very, very nice guide on this. Like, there is some nice books and stuff. So I don't know, maybe a simplified version of the main stuff. Like, maybe we could scrap all the questions that we have on this Reddit, and then just figure out what are the top 10, and make a nice posters of this top 10 question, and then answer them properly. There is some type of posters like this, but yeah, it just brings me back to thinking that 3D printing is still in the early stage, and there is still so many people that are discovering 3D printing every day. Where would one go to commission a design? Yeah, again, go on Google more than Reddit, I think, or on a designer platform, or maybe Fiverr would be a good way to get some design done. I don't know. Does Fiverr has a 3D printing service now? Can you 3D printing? 3D printing? They must have, right? I will create STL file for 3D printing. I will give you STL files ready for 3D printing. I will 3D print your part or prototype and ship it to you. Well, yeah, so there is. So this kind of, I would go to this kind of platform in order to find someone, or another platform, right? It doesn't have to be Fiverr, but I would go on these platform more than Reddit. First 3D printing experience. Okay, let's check this. PLA is for fun prints, PTG, and the ESA is for Prusa parts to make my own color scheme. Okay, nice. Yeah, I'm always wondering, all the people that are making custom printers, it seems that they are only printing printer parts. But after they finish their printer, then what do they print? Like, they print more parts for another printer? Like, because they have, if you go on those groups, they only print printer parts. So I'm wondering, I mean, at some point, you have all the printer parts, right? At some point, you have to print something else. So yeah, it's a little bit funny. Hi, Steven. Thank you for joining. There are so many parameters to understand for new people. Yes, I agree. In the Facebook group, most of the issues I see are all Z offset issue because people are just new and don't know. Okay, so bad leveling in general, right? That's a bad looking seam. Yes, could be improved. We all start somewhere and have to learn. Yes, I agree. Everything plus ultra. Thank you for joining. What else do we have? Voron equal n+1. Okay, that's why. The right number of Voron equal n+1. Okay, now I understand why they keep printing. But I mean, I'm being serious. Like if you go on all of those Discord, they just print parts like all the time. I wonder how many printers they have at this point, or they keep like they put the printer together, and even before starting printing with it, they already start modifying that printer, and then they keep modifying, and then they print the parts of that printer on the printer. So the printer goal, the printer purpose is to upgrade itself. It's not to print some other stuff. It's to upgrade itself, and then that's it. So it's very funny. I bought a Creality Ender 3 new from Amazon last week. Assemble it, then watch a YouTube video to make sure I had everything adjusted correctly before plugging in it. I preheated PLA and bed to 180 and 50. When I pressed auto home, XY worked, but Z-axis started clicking, so I turned off the machine and retracked my adjustment. Everything was still good. Z-axis not binding wheels, have no pressure when machining off at all. I unplugged, turn it back on, preheat, and when I pressed auto home, the Z-axis clicked and instantaneously the motherboard caught fire and shot flame out of the fan. What? First experience with a 3D printer might be my last, and I really need to print a few small things. I don't want another Creality. I'll be staring at it terrified it is going to burn down my house. Any suggestion on a decent, cheaper printer? I only need to print 1/2 something tall pieces. Thanks in advance. Whoa, really? Well, that's a horrible first experience with 3D printing. I mean, I pressed auto home, the Z-axis clicked, and instantly, the motherboard caught fire and shot flames out of the fan. That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what went wrong, but yeah, I mean, there should be some safety stuff, right? On the printer. Like, I don't know, if something is not working, then it just shut down, or it just do something, right? Instead of overheating. And I mean, at this point, it's more than overheating, right? It literally caught fire. Wow, that's crazy. I hope none of you had this experience. I've seen a couple of YouTube videos that are recommending or suggesting or highly push people to do some modification on their printer to make it safer. I hope there is more video like this out there, and I hope it's very accessible to this type of people that don't know what to do with the printer. And I hope, I think Maker's Muse made some video on what to do on the printer to make it safer. But that's a horrible experience. Don't just ask for having lots of printer. It's more business for filament. Oh yeah, I'm not complaining at all. You guys can print as much as you want, or whatever you want. Honestly, if that was my first experience, I'd quit. Oh, I understand. I mean, if you just receive a machine and then you have all of that 3D printing hype, and then you click start and then it catch fire, yeah, I wouldn't, I would have some trust issue with that, with 3D printing. So I wouldn't be able to do it anymore. Yeah, the Annette, I heard the Annette story. So definitely, it's, well, looks like Creality haven't learned from that, apparently. Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Something shorted on the board. Yeah, I mean, even, I don't know. I thought it was pretty easy to have some safety features that just shut down everything. as soon as something wrong. I mean, it should be easy to figure out if something wrong with the board, right? I don't know, like some kind of, I mean, there is how do you call that? I've seen a video from Electroboom that literally put a electric appliance in his bath with him inside, and then just to prove that there is some safety stuff in the plug or something like this, like some I think it's like some fuse that are breaking, and then it's just shutting down everything. So I don't know. I'm not an electronic expert, so maybe Zombie actually can recommend some stuff. But there must be some ways of making sure that the printer is not catching fire, right? Looking for someone to design and print a mold. Yeah, again, I wouldn't use Reddit. Well, you know what? If any of you have a design commission or this kind of thing, like Maker Muse, right? If you're looking for commissions, then apparently you need to go on that Reddit, because I don't know why, but a lot of people ask for someone to design stuff on Reddit instead of going to design a platform or this kind of thing. So you should go there and then suggest your help. Fair rules connectors. Sorry, I don't know what is that. A fire alarm is an easy upgrade for safety. Yeah, so that would be the fire alarm would be the safety if the first safety doesn't work. But I hope the first safety, for me, the first safety is the most important. But obviously, any house that has this type of machine that are not mature enough should have a fire alarm for, like if everything goes wrong, then at least you have at least you can evacuate before it goes wrong, before it catch fire, before the house catch fire. It's a sign to not get sucked into this hobby. It should be on warranty. I have had good experience with Creality warranty. Yeah, I hope so. But I think in this case, it's not about whether he's going to be refunded or not. I think it's just his trust in 3D printing was, even if they send a new one, I mean, this guy is not going to leave his 3D printer without attendance, right? He will never leave his 3D printer alone anymore. So I think that's more the issue. I tried to upload a new firmware to an Ender 3 Max, and I believe that something is wrong with the board. It just blue screen. Oh, did you just break your Ender 3? Yeah, that's bad. I don't want to go looking for work on Reddit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they are asking on Reddit. That's the thing. I would go on specialized platform. I mean, Reddit is not really specialized for that. Ferrule are crimp on connectors for wires. Oh, okay. That's a GFCI plug. It detects a short across ground and break the circuits. Yeah. This kind of thing should make 3D printing safer, right? Or at least not catch fire. Like if something wrong, then you just cut the electricity. You just cut everything. Then without electricity, most likely nothing too major can happen. You have a fire extinguisher for any 3D printer. Yeah, fire alarm, fire extinguisher. This should be a must, or at least the small one that you have in your car. Then have one in your 3D printer room in case, because these machines are still not mature enough to be, I don't know, like your your washing machine or your dishwasher or your vacuum cleaner. I mean, this kind of stuff, are. I think nobody really think they are going to catch fire. I got a new board for the Ender 3 today, if you were wondering. Okay, go. Yeah, if the first one is brick, then by the way, in English, brick means when you block your firmware, right? Like there's nothing you can do, like a brick phone or something like this. That's some new vocabulary I learned. Question: with the copier, does it need to be annealed after printing, or is it optional? It's optional. So the annealing will allow you to have higher mechanical property and thermal property, especially thermal property. But you don't have to do it. You don't have to anneal your copy. If you don't anneal it, then it might have a heat resistance of, depending on the setting, it might have a heat resistance of 100 degree, maybe 110. But if you anneal it, then it will have VCAT softening temperature up to 180 degree. So yeah, that's up to you. And then the rigidity will increase a little bit if you anneal it as well. So it's optional. Robot voice is my favorite. Oh yeah. Yeah, for those that were not at the beginning of the stream, I warned people that my internet is extremely bad the last few days. So hopefully it's not gonna affect it too much. Okay, now I'm back. Loyal talked about that last week. Yeah, I've oh, was it last week? I thought it was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I was on the stream. Yeah, when the device becomes as useful as a brick. Okay, so that's how you call it, brick. Got it. Anyone know a good webcam model that can withstand being inside an enclosure? Yeah, I don't know any. But I think, I mean, the working temperature of a webcam should easily be 50 to 60. I think, because, I mean, even without being an enclosure, like let's say a very hot day, then if you don't have the aircon or something, it could reach 45 to 50 degree plus demarging. Then I think any webcam should be able to handle 50 to 60 degrees C, I think. I've gone through 2 Logitech C270 now. One lasted months, the second only days. Looking for something. Oh, okay. So apparently they don't. So yeah, I don't know anything about webcam. So but if any of you is interested, let me see if there is an answer. The PyCam V2 is what took the heat in my enclosure the best. It was reliable in a heated enclosure for over a year at 60 degrees C, and finally died when I pushed the enclosure above 75 degrees C after additional printer upgrade. Okay, so if any of you are looking for a webcam inside your enclosure, then have a look at the PyCam V2. Next, printing a vase. What gives the best quality given a time constraint? 0.12 millimeter layer height, I guess, 60 millimeter per second, or 0.16 millimeter and 30 millimeter per second. Oh, okay. So what gives the best quality? Is it a low layer height but a high printing speed, or a high layer height or a low printing speed? So it's an interesting question. I guess new people in the hobby would ask that. A bit of a theoretical question, but as a newbie, I don't have experience on layer height. Their speed affect the overall quality. Any insight of that? Both of these options will give me 10 hours print time, 80% travel speed on both. Or is there a better option to get the same printing time, yet getting the best quality? Okay. So both options would give him 10 hours printing time. So if both option is going to give 10 hours printing time, then definitely, if by best quality he means we don't see the layer line as much, because it also depends on what best quality means, right? Then I would say the 0.12 millimeter per second at 60 millimeter per second, the 0.12 millimeter layer height and 60 millimeter per second would be the best. Because I'm pretty sure he's printing with PLA, and 60 millimeter per second for PLA is not a big deal. You won't have extrusion, flow, and consistency. So why not? Why not printing at a high speed? 30 millimeter per second is way too slow to print PLA, especially for that layer height. So both of these layer height seems pretty low. I normally print at 0.2, 0.1, whatever, depend on the polymer. What is up? Use some new fancy polyethylene blend. If you print some TPU, better go 0.12 millimeter and wide line. Yeah, okay, so my answer would be 0.12 millimeter and 60 millimeter per second. Hey, my German, have a very good night. Thank you for joining. Okay, next, CR touch issues. What are the issues? Whoa, what are these? CR touch issues. I just installed the CR touch and some diff fans, and when I turn back, I get this. At first, I thought it was because I use. Yeah, I don't know so much about these. Next one. Why, when I start a print on my Ender 3 Pro, the Z goes 0.2 millimeter up? Well, I guess because that's your layer height. Why, when I start a print on my Ender 3 Pro, the Z goes 0.2 millimeter up? Yeah, because I mean, it's going to start to print the first layer. So I guess you're printing with a layer height of 0.2. So it start by going 0.2 and then it start to print. Because the layer height is 0.2. Yeah, exactly. That's how 3D printing works. Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any issue here. 3D printing shoes, what brand of TPU would be the best? Well, I guess I'm going to give him an unbiased review. We would unbiasedly recommend Polyflex TPU 95 or TPU 95 HF from Polymaker. How about that? It's very unbiased. We actually have a lot of customers using shoes, using our TPU to print shoes. So let's go with TPU 95. TPU 95 link. There you go. TPU 95. There you go. Okay. Maybe we just have one more member in the Polymaker community now. Next one. When to use zero infill? When you don't have top layer, I guess, to support. I'm printing this insert, and the walls are a little thicker than I like, but I can't complain since they did all the legwork. Question is, since the walls are like 2.5 millimeter, there is a gap for infill. I'm using 10% cubic infill, but because the gap is so small, it does a tiny dash that's literally like this long. Would it make sense to just set infill to 0 since they are just bottom layers with walls for organizing? I drop it from 15% to 10% and it drop it an hour, if so, of print time. He's printing insert. Oh, he's printing this. Yeah, definitely. You don't need infill for that. Yeah, definitely. Just go walls all the way. Or even if there is a gap inside, if you don't mind that it's squished a little bit, then you don't need infill. I mean, the infill is going to mess up the quality and the printing time because it's going to do like inside, and that's not good for the printing quality. So yeah, just remove the infill. There is no issue. I would use 0% infill for the walls. The top and the one would bridge just fine. Yeah, I agree. Just remove the infill. Sometimes it's better to not have infill for printing quality. So you don't scratch the. Yes, but also because that's the layer, I think, the point to primary TPU all the way. Yeah, TPU 95 for sure. Why not 98? It would be more flexible. I didn't recommend 98 because if he's asking about TPU to use for shoes, my thinking is that his background is not in 3D printing. His background is into shoes. he has a good experience, but it seems that the shoe is too hard. And then he realized that we also have a 90A, and then he would try the 90A. So that's my thinking when I recommend that. 10% with triangles. Yeah, triangles can make it a little bit better, but I would literally just don't have infill anymore. Yeah, 4 walls, 9 top, 9 bottom. If there is too much space, then just increase the number of top layers so that it bridge well, and then you have a nice top layer. Then you really don't need any infill. For this type of print, I just set it like 100% wall or something. Yes. Yeah, 100 walls. Yeah, and then it will just fill up everything. Yes. But all the new slicers should handle that. Yes. By the way, I still don't know why in Super Slicer the benchy why in Cura 5.0 the benchy is asymmetric. I still haven't received an answer for that. I don't know what's going on with Cura 5.0 on that. I'm sorry, but you have robot voice. I can't understand. Oh, so okay, so it's the internet is really bad, right? Robot's voice for the win. Non-fime translate. Would you actually want a small infill buffer layer, not 100% solid layers from top to bottom? Any imperfection at the bottom layer will transfer to the top. Yes. Most of my bus type print, I use 4 to 5 walls, 4 bottom, 6 top layers, and 10% lightning infill. Save me a lot of filament. Yes. I mean, if you don't need the infill for mechanical properties, Stephen Paul, then you just need enough infill for your top layers if you have some top layers to support. The benchy is what in Cura 5? Okay, so I'm not sure if my voice is coming back. I think we're gonna stop the stream in 5 minutes, just 1 hour. The main reason is because the internet is too bad. So yeah, if you don't understand, then there's no point for me talking. But what I was saying is when you slice the benchy in Cura 5, what's gonna happen is that it's not gonna slice in the same way on the left and on the right part of the benchy, and I have no idea why. So hopefully you catch that. If not, then I will just repeat until the internet allows you to listen to me. Yeah, it's all good. Okay, you've been okay for a while now. The robot was just for a minute. Okay, yeah, maybe just go up and down. So let's answer a few more questions. And Mark and Draka, just let me know if you haven't understood what I just said. It was just during the shoe explanation. Yeah. So what I was saying is I don't recommend 90A because he's going to have a bad experience, because I don't think he has experience with 3D printing. And then he's going to complain about the company making bad TPU, and then he's going to change company. But if we start with TPU95HF, then he's going to realize that it prints very well, but maybe it's a little bit too hard. And then he's going to go to TPU90. And if TPU90 doesn't work, then he's not going to blame the company. So that's my thinking. Always, if you have someone new to a brand, always recommend the product that is going to give the best experience. And then the customer is going to change to a better product for his application. But that's a little bit the thinking behind. Mostly what I understood. Okay. Does anyone know the setting to add the X line pattern on top of the support for an Anycubic Viper profile on Cura? Left image is for Ender 3 profile, while the right image is for my current Anycubic. Wait, what? Does anyone know the setting on how to add these X-line patterns on top of the support? On top of the support? Oh. Wait. because there is the support structure and then the support interface, right? But I don't know. Let me think. I don't know if we arrive, if he's going to support what is on top, or it's, yeah, I mean, you need to give more, because there is the support structure that has a certain density, and then on top of that support structure, you are going to have a support interface that has a different density, and then you are going to have your model. But in your case, I don't understand if you have the model, then the interface, then the support structure, until it goes to the top of the model, or you have the support structure, then the interface, and this is the interface. So it depends on what or where you are. But yeah, what's the color legend on this? Enable support interface. Yeah, it's about support interface, but I don't know which one is the interface. Is it the slate gray that is support interface, or the teal that is interface? So depending on that, then you just add and then you change the density to have this grid line. I usually recommend Polylight PLA or PLA Pro for beginners because it's how easy to print. Yeah, Zombie. I mean, that's why our giveaway are mainly PLA and PLA Pro. Polylight PLA Silk or Polylight PLA Pro. That's the main reason why the giveaways are these products, because we want people to discover Polymaker with the best experience. Support interface pattern, interface layer. Yes, yeah, I think it's all about interface. I just don't understand which one is which. But yeah, it's about interface. Okay, next. Problem installing Super Slicer, Prusa Slicer on Arc Linux. Yeah, I don't know. I won't be able to help. Would this be acceptable for setting up Octoprint for remote printer control? I don't know, but I guess yes, because everyone says that you need a Raspberry Pi, but it seems like there is different version of a Raspberry Pi, which I didn't know. So I don't know which version is good, which version is not good. So maybe if some of you know, oh, actually, you know what? There is some comments. So let me answer the question for you. SATA stuff is overkill. Just the Pi 4 with a good size SD is plenty. Okay, it's about the SATA stuff. Was running Octoprint on a Pi 3B with 16 SD that worked perfectly. Okay, so I don't understand anything. So let's wait for our stream on electronics, because we are going to have a stream on learning more about electronics. So if you guys have the same level as me in electronics, then you are welcome to that stream, and let's learn together what is a Raspberry Pi, what is Octoprint, how you connect those together, what is SATA. I think SATA is kind of one technology to record data. Before you had the engraving, and now you have some. Yeah, I don't know. If you have the same level as me, then you're welcome to that stream. But so I think we're gonna start properly before it goes too bad. Beef Tree Tech also come out with a board you can use other than a Pi. You can pretty much use any Pi. That's not the Pi Pico. I don't know about the Pico. Hey, I have the green electronics. Yes, okay. Maybe robot again. Okay, let me wait. Now Nick is a mix between Mr. Robot and Mr. Freeze. Okay, let me wait. Am I back? At least to finish the stream properly. Am I still frozen? Am I still frozen? Pico has a RP 2040. Yeah, I know I got a bad internet. It's not a bad internet. It's a very unstable internet. I mean, sometimes I can have a 6-hour stream on Twitch without any issue, very good quality. And sometimes I cannot even have a 1-hour stream on YouTube. Okay, I'm back. So I'm back to finish the stream. So I was about to say maybe we are going to invite Zombie during the electronic stream so that he can give us some courses or maybe some explanation on the different electronic parts of a 3D printer. Okay, so how about we do our giveaway, and then we end our amazing unstable print stream. Sorry. Local maker MI. Thank you for joining. We just finished the stream. Unfortunately, FDEV patch is trying to trick the giveaway already. So yeah, sorry, it's not going to be a long stream. I really don't know what's going on. I mean, Saturday we had the same issue. I mean, nothing has changed here. My internet is exactly the same. During 1 month, we literally have the perfect internet. We didn't have any issue. All the stream was perfect. And suddenly, a few days ago, something changed. So I don't know. Maybe I will unplug everything and plug it back. Zombie, I guess that's what you recommend to everyone, right? When they have issue with their electronics, unplug and plug it back. Is that the troubleshooting number one for to solve any issue like this? Okay, you guys ready? I'm going to draw in 5, 3, 4, 2, 1. Drawing. Honestly, yes. Yeah, I knew it. Is internet there delivered by wire or is it 5G? It's 5G. I don't have I don't have a wire long enough, but even if I connect with wire, it's not helping. I tried to move the computer there and connect it by wire, and it still doesn't work. Hey, Joy Descent. Thank you for coming to the stream, and congratulations for winning a spool of Polymaker filament. Is that the first time you win, Joy Descent? You can't see. Oh, you can't see the screen. You can't see who just won. The screen is not up. Or maybe there's a big lag. Maybe that's the issue. I've won in the LM stream. Okay, congratulations for winning again then. Okay, sorry for the lag. Maybe that's the reason. So anyway, let me post that on YouTube. So Joy Descent, please send me an email here, or if you are on Discord, send me a DM on Discord, and then I will send you a link. So hopefully I don't have my robot voice now to wish you a good evening or a good day, depending on where you are. And sorry again, I will investigate what's wrong with my internet, and hopefully Printbusters and Polymaker Hangout or Polymaker Academy on Saturday will be much better than that. So we can spend a little bit more time together, because 1 hour is too fast. 1 hour is too fast. There's so much more that I wish I would like to talk about. There is so much, especially this one, 3D printing materials recommendation. Is PLA food safe? I mean, all of this topic, how awesome they are. But right now, I'm a little bit yeah, I don't know how to say in English. But anyway, thank you everyone for joining again our Q&A. And then I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you.